Hey, Jeremy here, and in this video, I'm going to redesign 2 of my subscribers' logo designs. Thanks to Envato Elements for sponsoring this video. As you know, I love designing logos, and I've got 2 here that I feel that can use improvement and they could do a lot better. I got a few subscribers from Instagram to send me some logos, and I got a few, and I'm going to redesign them today. The first logo is Forage. So I'm in Illustrator. I dropped the logo here. This is what I got sent. Forage is an e-learning community. They provide bite-sized virtual work experience programs that give students a genuine career advantage in Fortune 500 companies. So first up, I can see the logo here. It's very generic in terms of this icon, and the icon's not solid enough. It's not really that bold. I feel like the comparison between the circles and the actual lines on the edge is a bit thin. And the second thing is the color is not speaking to me. It doesn't feel like e-learning. It feels sort of outdated. Using these muted earthy tones gives it that sort of natural feel, and it doesn't feel fresh or enlightening. So, you know, some of the words that I want to feel is, you know, I want to feel fresh, alive, energetic, you know, modern. Those type of words I really want to speak to me. The font choice is not too bad. It looks like a simple geometric font, which is okay. The kerning is not too bad on that as well. Really tight compared, but the icon with the icon and the text, the kerning should be a bit tighter though, because there's a lot of space going on here in between. If I just get my red, there's a lot of space here. And then thirdly, these lines here, I feel like are a little bit, and I'm not sure they add anything to the actual icon. You can see we've got sort of this, you know, diamond shape, and I can see, you know, it's an interesting shape. But when I think of forage, I think of like berries and cluster fruit together. You know, do we have to go literal and create sort of that feel, or should we go a little bit more abstract and create something that's not relative to like e-learning? So those are my initial thoughts on the logo so far. To some of the ideas I initially was researching, and I came across some logos on Dribble, Logo Pond, stuff like that. And I found this image. I liked how you can see, I was thinking of like foraging, like going into the forest, picking berries. I thought that was like kind of interesting. Obviously it's not really technology, but I feel like we can play off that idea of like, okay, nature, foraging. I really like these color schemes here with the green and like a bright saturated color. I feel that feels really fresh and modern. I really like the minimal typography and the icon. Not too messy, just really simple, bold and clean, very iconic. I really like the idea of this G, so we can see we've got like sort of this leaf action going on. I feel like that's really cool. And also the lowercase feels kind of nice as well. It just sits nicely in this box here. I think that's really nice. And then I like this idea of the leaf, and the font really spoke to me. It's got a bit of character, so you can see like the T, the edges there, and the bowls, and the stems of all the letters are a bit interesting there. So those are the initial color schemes and ideas and some logos that I was researching, and I'm going to pull from that. I think we can get some ideas. So here are some sketches. I spent little less than an hour on these, and just playing around, really quick, rough sketches. I really wanted to play off the idea of using the letter M as a monogram and creating like maybe a leaves or berries hanging off or something like that. You know, playing around with the idea of leaves here, how we can put it in the shape. And then I had this other idea of maybe just keeping it really simple, like a tree with like berries stacked on top, something like that. Or maybe go with sort of like a mosaic or a mashup of leaves with like a negative space F inside. That could be interesting as well. But I feel like these ones here are probably more, this one's really minimal and more simple to pull off. So I feel like we'll stick with that. There was also this idea as well that I thought was really simple, and we could probably do that. What if we tried this idea? Using the shape builder tool. I think this looks pretty cool too. So we've sort of got the 3 berries. We've got the we can see the letter F as well. And then we've got like this interesting shape here. I wonder what if I bring it like that. Maybe that's an idea. I might bring this in. This one is a little bit harder to refine because I need, these leaves are a bit hard. I think I might go for this. It's a bit more abstract. And we'll see a version of a bit flipped like this. Now this bit doesn't look as good. What I like to do typically is I do offset path. Object. We go path, offset path. Let's go 5 pixels, and then what I'm gonna do is slice that off like that. So that looks good here with the little slicey thing. And this probably needs to scale a little bit, so I want it to be touching there. So with this one, what we want to do is we want to still stay modern because it is e-learning, but we could choose a more you know, a font with a bit more edge to it. Like this one is probably too edgy. Yeah, I do like these ones here, but I think this one probably is the better one. So we'll play around with that. So this one is called Made Evolve Sans Evo. I'm just gonna probably tighten it just a little bit there. All right, we've got forage in. Now what I want to do is actually customize the little leaf, and maybe I can have the leaf instead of on the tail like I was gonna do here. Maybe have it on the E of the G. So what I'm gonna do, I could leaves that I took here, which is my pen tool, and I'm just gonna make a box. So once again, I can cut that off like that, and then scale that up. Now I could connect it and make a version where it's like not connected. I might make it a bit thicker as well. And I could always like add like a cut sometimes. Maybe if I sort of use one of the angles here. So for example, this inner angle of the logo, I'm gonna create a shape like this. Okay. And I'm gonna bring it across. And then what if I wanna add like a slit or something? I'm gonna bring it like this. So I know I'm using something I already have. There's a lot of anchor points on the bottom there, but just ignore that. So I'm going to use that angle, and then let me just clean up those first, and then I can cut it off like this. So using that angle, that's a cool idea as well. Obviously, it needs to be a bit wider so you can see it better. So that's an idea if I want to add a bit more detail, but I can just keep it very simple. And I'll Control Z, and I'll just leave that shape up there. I think they're all really nice. I'm gonna go with this one here, and I'm also gonna cut the F off there. So we're gonna have forage, and we'll add the logo, the icon there. Now it's a bit too thin, so what I need to do is just add a quick stroke on it. Make it a bit bolder. And then make sure it's all plus together. And I think there we have it. Now let's add some quick color. I'm going to use some of the colors that are from here, I think. Boom. And yeah, there we go. I kind of like it. I could always go ahead and like change the color of like the leaf. I think that's pretty cool. Just a simple change. I think it's pretty lit. I think probably the yellow one works a bit better. And the reason why we cut off the F here is to add a bit of space here and just make it feel custom. And what I can actually do is, you can see how it's a bit thin because we did that. I'm going to select these 2 anchor points and then tap my left key to make it a bit thicker. So I think tap it once or twice. I think once is good enough. I'll do the same to here. So I'm going to select these 2 anchor points and tap left. Boom. And there we have it. I'm happy with it. I think it looks great compared to the original here. This is the new design and this is the original. So yeah, feels fairly different with the font and the icon. Made a little monogram, and yeah, I'm super happy with it. I think it looks dope. If you want amazing mockups for your logos, for your packaging, for your brand design projects, you can actually check out Avado. They have amazing mockups. They also have over 50 million resources on there, from images, from 3D assets, from graphics, Photoshop effects, even stock video as well, if you're into that. It's got so many assets and it's a great tool. I basically use it on a regular basis. So if you're someone who is a designer, who loves doing graphics or maybe illustration and has a lot of different client projects, then you can use Envato Elements. It's a great tool. I'll put the link in the description below to check out, and they are really great. Really love using them for a while now, and you can get a whole bunch of different assets. So if you want to put your any of these mockups that I've used in the logos, I've got them all from Envato Elements, and they are super useful because they're editable in Photoshop and have full control on how I create that. So this one is a company called Show. It's a company that develops new ways to learn code by showing real apps, design materials, and systems. So I don't know what he means exactly like that. Maybe it's like they open up the coding on a website or, you know, on an app, and it shows them all the like HTML, CSS, or the backend stuff maybe. Or is it design systems like, you know, a style guide or a UI kit and stuff like that. So for me, I'm thinking of like, you know, yeah, learning code. It's you know, all about learning and creativity. So overall, I like this icon with the letter S with the thumbs here. I think that's really neat, really cool. And overall, the font's really simple. Nothing too crazy going on there. And the learning code. So this is a bit too small. The learn code bit. That I'll cut that out. And then this you probably don't need that as well. Like, it's a bit too small. This can probably be customized a little bit. Maybe like connect these two with like the S and the H. That could be interesting. Or maybe have like the S, like an S in here or something. But you can see the S right there. I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. It's not that literal. It's a bit different, but I feel like we can improve it. And sort of this was the a little bit of a mock-up and stuff. So it's a good start, but maybe we can improve it. Maybe you can make it different. So I found some ideas. Some other logos revolving around code. I think this one's really cool. You can see it uses the bracket key, and these ones use the greater ands, and all the symbols on the keyboard represents programming or coding. It's very cliche, but you know, it is what it is. It works. And this one's an interesting, very clean logo. Whole bunch of ideas here. So I was thinking of some ideas that we could incorporate. I did do some sketches as well for this one. So you know, trying to play around with some ideas. As you can see, having the little brackets, or maybe like cutting up the S, or maybe like pixels, like picking pixels off, because it's all about coding. Then I had some other ideas here. And then I thought of like lines of code, right? When you learn code, there's all about lines of text. So maybe like we have like parts like this of lines that, and it's also an S as well. So you can see like this is an S basically. And then I found this idea as well. I thought this could be interesting, an S with an asterisk, because an asterisk is also used as well. So I thought that would be pretty interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select the font for now. We'll go... We'll go New Ulston Lung. I really like this font. I'll just put this here for now, and I'll start to build off this sketch. So what I like to do is just do a rectangle, make it we'll do black. So rectangle, and I select the corner and I drag it like this to make this nice shape, and then I can actually duplicate that shape here. And if I just reselect the line on the corner, I can just drag the white circle and it's gonna give us that shape right like that. Now for this one, I'm just gonna use the same shape, duplicate it, but I think this side is flipped, so I'm just gonna do this like that. And beautiful, we have our main shape. Now I'm just gonna move it over here real quick. Now I'll get rid of the black, scale this, and then we'll start to play around with it. So I just want to make sure that these, so you can see my smart guides are turned on, and it's going to actually make the spacing here basically even, which is really awesome. Now sometimes spacing might look a bit funny, so like maybe I can play around with the shape, like that looks interesting. I'm just going to Control Z that. I'm going to bring these in because I feel like it's a bit too much. And yeah, I'm just going to play around with this. It's all about experimenting. I like having the size sort of similar width. I'm adjusting and just always, you know, getting a feel. Does it feel better? Does it feel different? And that's why I like tweaking the space and all that stuff. So I feel, yeah, I think we're gonna stick with this idea here. I think it's really cool. I like the edginess of it, its simplicity, and I think it's really, really cool. Now let's find a nice font for it. And maybe, do we want it to be full case? Let's go lowercase. And I love New Machima. It's just a great font. But let's see some other fonts. I'm gonna filter by sans serif, and let's just see what we got. Roboto, Source and Space Grotesque is alright as well. That's nice. I like the W. And I don't want to go too far from the original, but we want it to be different. I want to feel you know, that it's a bit unique. So this one, it's very simple, whereas we've got ones that are more like techie, custom little edges there, and we've got some that are a bit more tighter. There's so many things we can do. I do like the ones that have a more tight, so you know, these two in the middle row. But you know what, I think I'm leaning towards the Space Grotesque because I like this W. It just feels like really interesting, and it sort of reminds me of the arrows of the greater than, which is used in coding. The greater than, as you can see, it literally has almost the same shape if I make it red. So it's like two of these like that. So that just adds more to the idea of like, okay, this is about coding and learning code. So I'm gonna go with Space Grotesque. I'm gonna delete that, bring this here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tighten this like this. I'm gonna center it, scale it up a bit, maybe not too much. Cool, I think I'm liking it. And let's play around with some color. You can see here there's a whole bunch of different colors that I found online, but one of the sites I do like to go is called colorhunt.co. I want it to feel modern, and I'm thinking like a blue color like this. And let me just copy that. And I want to get one, I think one bright teal color I saw before. I think this one looks good. I'm gonna make this a compound path. Then what I'm gonna do is go gradient. Where is the... It just started raining, so hopefully you guys don't hear the rain. Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick gradient of this. Linear, we'll go 120. I don't know, we can play around with this. So I need to make this a compound path, and then it's going to adjust itself. So we do it with middle gradient like that, and I think I'll get rid of the one at the bottom. Cool. There we have it. Now I could put a little tagline. We'll go with the Space Grotesque. Learning code step by step. Cool. There we have it. Our final logo. I'm digging it. I like it. I can even change the color of this as well. I think that's really dope. And whoa, I literally felt the thunder. And here is the original. So that's it. Those are the 2 logo redesigns. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and hopefully this was very educational. Leave a comment below if you love this type of content, because it helps me know that you guys want this more. I really appreciate it, and remember to subscribe for more graphic design tutorials and content every week. I really appreciate it, and see you guys soon.